Senior Report thanks Edmund Besch of Bristol Burgess Insurance Agency, 65 East Main Street, Westfield, for his generous grant to provide news to seniors. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning, good morning. What a beautiful day it is here in our lovely Chautauqua County. We have a great program coming on. We're going to talk about cats and cats and cats. And we have the Westfield Cat Rescue crowd over here, and they've got some live, lovely cats. All are for adoption, and they have a wonderful history of adopting hundreds of cats every year. And these are cats that would probably starve to death and die of disease and get run over. They're a lovely bunch of people, and they're here to talk. We have other issues we're going to discuss. I went down and got my St. Patty's booze at Biggins in Westfield. Powers Irish Whiskey is the most popular Irish whiskey in the world. And I want to say, top of the morning to you, lassies and laddies. What a day it is. This is the day. And we're going to have a wonderful party at home. And you will notice the flag in the background. Can you pull back on that just a little bit, Don? And you can see that's the genuine Irish flag. There you go. It does fly lower than the American flag. I want everybody to appreciate. Okay, Biggins Liquor, they have a lot of stuff over there. That's in Westfield. Hi, Tom. All right, we have a number of things that come in. One of the people that came in person, actually, wanted to point out that there's a very complete video on the county home, which we're all very concerned about. It looks like the legislature is going to sell it. That's it, goodbye. Yeah, well, it'll be the same for the people there for a while. Yeah, oh, the whiskers, yeah. St. Patty wear whiskers. So in favor of St. Patty, I'm going to wear whiskers. So don't sell our county home is a video. It's going to be played at the Prendergrass Library in Jamestown, March 26th at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So drop over there if you want to see a nice video. It was prepared by some great people here, Roy Harvey and Karen Harvey, and they point out why here the government's cutting back on funding, incidentally, for our homes. In the meantime, they're giving away huge amounts, trillions, to the crooks that stole it all. Some of the banks and some of the big brokerages and everything, and they just sunk us. And while under the watchful eye of a number of people, including Bernanke, who is our leading architect. I don't know how he got there. He let this happen. Oh, well, even with warning signs and people writing letters about it, that's a craziness. All right, the government has gone bananas, I'm afraid. As Will Rogers once said, we have the best Congress money can buy a century ago. And it's still a situation today, I'm afraid. Your Congress is of the rich, by the rich, and for the rich, to misquote Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. They're really knocking it to the seniors, though. That's where they're taking the money out. They're afraid to, well, you know the story. Okay. And the federal government is, of course, Afghanistan is turning into a larger and larger and larger nightmare. Where we burned their Bible, the Quran, and they're all in the streets killing people. And now we sent a guy, when we didn't send him necessarily, but a guy, they claim there were more there, went in and massacred a whole bunch of villagers, just ran into their homes and shot them all dead. And they want us, a lot of people in Afghanistan hate us and want us the heck out. But in the meantime, we're persisting. New boxes of dead soldiers keep coming back. And billions, probably trillions being spent on this war. It's insane, guys. We should get in touch with that Congress. Or maybe, as I keep getting the email, throw them all out and start over. And tell them all, if you behave yourself, you'll get another term. If not, bye-bye. Maybe restrict their limit. There's a constitutional amendment that we restrict their lawmaking to anything that would also apply to them. In other words, they can't pass laws against the public. All right? I guess that means marijuana. We've been talking about that for weeks because there's such a hassle going on. They don't use marijuana, of course, but they won't let anybody else use it either. It's like men who are against abortion. They don't have abortions, but they don't want the women to have them. Oh, God help us. Birth control, too. They're trying to cut that out. Oh, boy. Women, stand back. You're going to join the seniors. And New York State has an interesting new law. Yeah, if you're arrested for almost anything, they're going to take your DNA from you. Yeah, your privacy is so invaded under this new law. And it used to apply only to felons, convicted felons. Now anybody apparently who's arrested, according to our the paper I read yesterday on it, Goodell said it, that anybody being arrested, you'll lose your DNA, because most people only arrested for felonies or for put in jail for felonies or for misdemeanors. Well, it's now dropped from felonies to misdemeanors. I'm telling you, it's getting to a point to where everybody's going to, and that's your sacred, basically, roadmap to what your origin is, what your color is, even what your eye and hair colors are. It has your disease potentials listed there, which could be used against you in many ways. And I'll tell you, I don't know what's going on in New York State. More and more crazy regulations and rules. All right, thank you, New York State Legislature. Locally in Stock County, we're going bankrupt. As you know, there's going to be a massive tax hike coming up. And you heard this a year ago from Senior Report. They took a lot of the expenses from last year and put it into this year. They said, we got a nicely balanced budget. Whoa, now we have this year and last year's budget to pay for. This year. And they say, whoa, to us now, we got all this shortage. Well, wait a minute, you did it. You knew what you're doing now. The county exec himself pointed out, this is a phony budget. Yeah. All right, guys, stand back. More taxes and more regulations and more craziness. I've got some great senior news. Let's just give some positive news here. It's not all gloom. It is, after all, St. Paddy's Day. Get your flag out. The Dunkirk Senior Center has a great bunch of people, a lovely place. They meet on a school over on 4th Street, and it has everything for seniors. They want us to know that, let me put the cheaters on here. You know, at my age, you got to have these things. Also, I had LASIK surgery. I had the cataracts. And the doc says, hey, what do you want to be able to see, off in the distance or up close? You're going to be blind the other way. So I opted, like most people do, for off in the distance. I can read your license plate 3 blocks away. But as far as reading, got to carry these at all times. Okay. Dunkirk Seniors, Barbara Badges does the job over there, and she wanted to announce that Senior Gold Zumba would be initiated in April on Thursdays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. That's a good exercise, incidentally. Gene Sutton will be the instructor. If you want to get involved, call. It's 366-7530, and it'll be very good for you. Due to the Easter holiday, their next gala meeting will be April 15th, the next board meeting will be April 13th, and the center will be closed April 6th, Good Friday. Good Friday is probably the most holy day of the year for Christians. Okay, they had a successful bake sale they held last month, and they brought in a lot of dough, and they're going to buy some chairs. How about that? 24 chairs. How about that? That's a good bake sale, I'll tell you. They're going to have a couple of trips here. I just want to point out that they're going to Hamburg Casino, and the cost is $20, but you get 25 in free play and $5 for food. You can't beat that. And remember, if you play, put your $25 down. Play it. If you lose, walk away. If you win, walk away. Don't hang around or you will walk away without your shirt. They're also planning a trip to Salamanca. Great place. You know what they're going to do over there, of course. Stella Michalak imported. There are currently close to 300 paid members. Isn't that a nice crowd over there? Bowling, unfortunately, will no longer be subsidized by the center. You're going to continue bowling, but you will pay as you go. United Senior Center, the United Senior Citizens crowd, they usually meet at the Fredonia Beaver Club. And Charles St. George, who's an institution in Senior City over there, is the president. And they have some new members over there, and they say they have their lunch. Beaver's Tail caterers usually provide that, and everybody has a great time. And the club is important because basically it's made up of seniors who are active in the community on the state level and even on that federal level. They petition, they work, and they get together once a month and they have a great time meeting and just talking about senior issues. Steger, a high-rise, Gordon Rayner does the job over there, calls the shots Saturday. Today they're having a dinner at 4 p.m. and guess what will be served? Of course, corned beef. You know, corned beef wasn't really an Irish thing. It was a Jewish thing. But the Irish seem to have adapted to it very well. I do. I got 6 pounds of it cooking as I speak right now. You got to cook it a long time. And here's a tip for you people, you folks who are cooking your corned beef. Let me give you a quick tip. Corned beef, one of the problems with it is once it's cooked, it's soft. And when you slice it, you get all raggedy ends. It looks like a pile of rags. What you do is you boil it just for an hour. Take it off, cool it a bit, and then slice it thin. And it'll slice like razor thin, no strands broken up at the end. Put the slices back in and cook it for the other 2 hours. You need at least 3 hours for the cooking. And just the last minute, toss your potatoes and cabbage into that sauce. Oh, that sauce. Oh, it doesn't hurt to put a few corn. I put peppercorns in, and I put bay leaves in, and I put some onions in, and some celery in, and of course the spices that you usually use. And you'll have a fabulous tasting corned beef, my friends, and it'll be good. All right? Lakeshore Seniors, a quick note or two here. Barbara Barbarich does the job over there. She's the president, and they have new bingo. It's going to be held March, well, no, that's over. It's going to be held April 5th and April 19th. And all seniors are certainly welcome. Drop around. It says the Express Truck would be in Dunkirk on April 10th, whatever that is. I'm not sure. Does anybody know what the Express Truck is? Evidently, they give away certain things to needy people, but you don't have to have there's no credit check or there's no income check or anything. It's not really a means tested. Tells me that anyway. And tickets may be picked up at the Rural Ministry on April 6th and April 9th for that. There are no income guidelines. That's what I like to hear. Next gala, Carol Kozlowski tells us, is going to be held on Sunday, April 15th. Big, good dinner. Casino trip coming up April 17th, of course, and remember the word. And the Senior Gold Zumba, again, I better tell you, will start on Thursday, April 5th, and again, that's a wonderful exercise program, among other things. And Gene Sutton's doing the job over there again. They're going to have a dinner on May 9th, and March 21st will be their next meeting, and Michalak and Nowalski will be doing the job. Okay, they tell me I have no more time for news, so this last one's going to have to go by the way, but I'll get you next week, okay? We have a special little public announcement, public service announcement for you, a PSA, and this is just for you.